mentioned, and about 60-something students could not sit for that examination. Maybe we should listen again so that we get all the facts. This is hard facts, so we get all the facts that we need for this conversation.
Yesterday, my son called me that the principal asked more than 60-something students to go out because of he went and admitted external candidates. I saw the external candidates. They are in the seat and in the hall writing exams, sir. My children, they are outside. Other children, they are just crying. Then when I asked the principal, why did my son's name is not appear? He said that the commissioner gave him slot of 480-something to register, and him went with 420-something to register. End of the day, the commissioner registered 350 for him, and he removed the other one that he bring, 61 persons. Yesterday, my son called me that they said that he would not write. Now, my son is outside. They bring external candidates and move the other ones their name.
Interesting. So, we also had a reaction from the RVSG Commissioner for Education, Professor Chinedu Umom, who came out and said that the principal of that school had been suspended as of yesterday, right? And Professor Umom accused the principal of collecting money from external students in exchange for slots belonging to legitimate students who were to sit for their WAEC examinations. Professor Umom made this known while monitoring public schools where WAEC examinations were ongoing in the state. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I asked her, where are you? Just passing there. I said, okay, if it's in delay, that means 15-20 minutes.
Okay, I think that's an error. Where's the soundbite now? Interesting.
The principal, Mr. Ella, collected money from external candidates and used the spaces for the internal students to feed in the spaces for the internal students, thereby denying the legitimate students of slots in the ongoing WAEC examination. Right now, he has been interrogated before me by the DPO. In my presence, he has acknowledged that yes, that was what he has done, but asking for leniency. And I've told him I don't have the power to grant leniency. The principal of Government Secondary School Borikiri stands suspended until further notice. A new principal will be taken over tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. on the dot.
According to the National Bureau of Statistics data on the number of public schools in various states of the Federation, as at 2016, for mixed public schools, that is boys and girls, in the same school, 234 public schools were operational in 2016. As at 2017, 209 public mixed schools were operational at a time. It also gave the statistics of the number of private mixed schools, and it put it at 438 private mixed schools as of 2016 and 374 private mixed schools as of 2017. And then I'm wondering, many other state schools or public secondary schools might also have been affected, just like community secondary school Borikiri, because if you listen to the parents, they said the principal claims to have submitted the names to the Ministry of Education, but then only got, out of the over 400 he sent, he got about 300 and something. And I'm thinking, just maybe the commissioner is not aware of such racketeering, because I want to believe there is. But maybe someone, emphasis on the word maybe someone working in collaboration with this principal who, according to the commission, has confessed to the crime, decided to sell slots allotted legitimate students of that community secondary school, which, like I said, in the over 200 operational schools, or even more, because the statistics focuses on just mixed schools. It means that in other places, things like this might be happening. But I do not have facts to that effect. And that is why I want to ask the question this afternoon. Have we neglected the public schools to the point where anything now goes? And when I say have we, emphasis on the word we, I'm not talking about just the government. Now, this is it. You and I already know that public schools are run on taxpayers' money. I mean, it's not news. It's not a new story. We all know that public schools are run on taxpayers' money. And you and I are taxpayers. I want to believe so. And if the government says, out of the taxpayers' money, I have earmarked 1 billion naira for every time Rivers students would sit for WAEC examination, then it will be unfair if such money does not get down to the people who are entitled to it. And I'm not going to go into all those legal arguments that it is fraud and all of that stuff. No. But we as a people, and we talked about accountability not too long ago, this is one way that we can begin to hold the government accountable. Because education is very, very important. When the people are educated to a level, it helps tackle insecurity. It gives them, some level of direction to be able to impact society. It is because of the level of knowledge that some of us have that we're able to do some of the things that we do in society as doctors, as lawyers, as businessmen, as entrepreneurs. It is because of all of this knowledge that we've been able to garner over the years that we are able to do the things that we do. Now, I'm taking a different approach today. I'm not here to come play the blame game. Oh, this person, that person, the other person. But it's a simple situation. Listening to the stories of the various people involved, the commissioner, the principal, the parents, the aggrieved parents. Have we neglected? Because, if we had focused so much on the educational sector, maybe some of these things that are happening, emphasis on the word maybe now, I love to emphasize on the word maybe, some of the things that are happening may not be happening if we had paid attention. A lot of the people, renowned people we have in society, in politics, in medicine, in the different sectors, went to public schools in Rivers State. Some of the renowned people, no jokes, the standards then was wonderful, or were wonderful. So I'm wondering, what has happened? What has happened to the standards? Is it because we have failed to place so much attention? And see, there are benefits though. I know it's a thing of class these days to go to send your children to private schools. But if you're paying so that the educational sector can thrive, then you're entitled to also using or benefiting from that sector. Anyways, I'm done talking. I'm going to open the phone lines. I'm going to take a reaction to, the incident that happened yesterday at Community Secondary School Borikiri. And also, my question, have we now, I'm looking at it from we the people, because it's our own. It's not the government's. It's our own. The community secondary schools in the different LGAs belongs to the people, not the government. To the people, taxpayers' money. Remember, I don't want you to forget that. So, have we neglected that sector for too long? Have we? It's time for me to open the phone lines. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Text messages, WhatsApp messages to the number 0809-030-6416. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH is the handle, and on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH is the handle. Henry is calling from Impolu, Rumigbo. 92.3.
Yes, Kalada. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yes, this is Shari from Borikiri. On your question, if we the people who have neglected the schools, which was built by the taxpayers' money, I think we have not neglected it. Now, the problem there is this: can you be able to fight the people who are the heads of affairs? The answer is no. Now, so many things. The last time I checked, Kalada, the Rivers State government said the public schools are free. But today, the extortion in these public schools are something, in fact, is something we cannot write home about. Now, I want to say that suspending the principal is not only the way forward. Sacking he or she is the best way, so that it will serve as a deterrent to another principal in another school. Because there are so many unemployment there. People are looking for this job. And you are being cautioned, you are being paid salary by the taxpayers' money, which these students, some of them, in fact, majority of them, their parents are paying tax to make sure that these schools are being functionable. At the end, you are still extorting them. So if you ask me, sacking them is the best. Suspension will, because if they come back again, believe me, that principal will still do the same thing. He or she will come up with another tactics where he can be able to be extorting the students. So sacking him is the best, so that other persons will learn. Because like you said, majority of the leaders who have today attended public schools. The governors and majority of them, including the last governor today that is about to leave office, attended public schools. And that period, those times and now, is not the same thing. Our teachers in public schools want to meet up like the way the private schools are also doing. They want to do the same thing. They want to drive a car within the last 2 to 3 months. Extorting the students. One day they will come up and pay this. If you don't pay this, pay that. If you don't pay, just like that.
All right.
Because they know you cannot fight them.
All right.
The law have catch up on
But
Henry, let them be sacked.
Okay, thank you very much. But Henry, I'm wondering if I agree with you on that one. I'm thinking about it. When you say we cannot hold them accountable, if the aggrieved parents did not go out and protest and marched to the schools and, attempted to disrupt the examinations, do you think we would have been aware of the situation where over 60 students were excluded from sitting for the examination? Now, given that there has been no new data on the number of public schools and private schools in the various states in Nigeria and the number of students, I will still go with the NBS data of 2017, where it put the total amount of students in public schools or who finished public schools or from public schools, I beg your pardon, at 24,611. 24,611. So I want you to imagine the number looks like it is declining, because I did see another report where in 2010 we had about 800 operational public schools with more students in attendance. And you could get all of these statistics if you Google it, right? Yeah, if you do a bit of a research, you would see some of the statistics that I've reeled out on the show. And so when you do the math, it looks like we are losing the public educational sector. And when we talk public educational sector, usually the focus is on the tertiary institutions. But then we've got even the primary, or is it the basic now, and the senior secondary schools. So the question is, as a people, we cannot say we can't hold the government accountable, or we can't hold the players in that sector accountable. If the aggrieved parents had not gone out yesterday to make the complaints that they made, we probably would not know. Which brings me to the next question. With the number of schools that we have, and with the number of local governments that we have as well, it will be near impossible for us to know what is happening in all of these community secondary schools or in all of these state public schools. So I'm also asking you, in your place, what is the situation like? Are they also asking you to pay money? If they are, tell me about it. I like to hear. But please give me facts while you're telling me about it. What's happening now? Okay, I can't seem to take calls right now, so I'm just going to go straight to the WhatsApp portal and read some messages. This one says, Canada, what about the slots allegedly slotted for the commissioner? I'm not aware of that one. You say, has that one been investigated? I think they need to step down and allow him personally to be investigated. So to say education is not valued in Riverside. Iron Mike with that one. This one says, I mean to tell the Commissioner of Education to get the principal arrested and not suspended. Okay. You went ahead to say, please help me and other concerned parents to get that evil principal arrested and prosecuted with immediate effect for truncating the future of legitimate students. Those students have lost a whole year of educational pursuits. Pastor Smart Port Harcourt. Already the principal is in the custody of the police. Let's see now. The Riverside Ministry of Education also will share in the blame if they carry out their supervision work in the schools. Before now, they will not have been in this situation, I believe you meant to say. They know what is going on in the schools. Ezekiel Isaiah with that one. This one says, good evening. That incident happened at UB Borikiri and not Community Secondary School Borikiri. Thanks. Smart from Agri Estate, Port Harcourt. All right, thank you very much for that correction. UBE, you said? Okay, all right then. I can't seem to log into... So just a minute so I can get the engineers to come help me sort this. Okay, so reading more messages. This one says, good evening. As I am talking to you, GSS Oyibo principal is collecting 4,500 for WAEC ID card for those sitting for the exams, which WAEC gave schools for free because River State government has paid for all of that. Do your investigation. All right, thank you very much. All All right. This message says, I think you said your take is the principal should be sacked. That is the outcome of anyone that is greedy. Does it mean that we don't have? I don't get your message. What you could please send your message again and put it constructively, please. This one says, please, the person calling UBE, do they write WAEC in UBE? Another question. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that question as well. Let's see. This one says, good afternoon, Kalada. The level of rot and corruption in the educational sector, especially in this part of the country, is a source of concern. Imagine what these innocent children are exposed to at their formative years. Tomorrow we will have agents of retrogression at the helm of affairs. This is so shameful. George from Rumukrushi. All right, George, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your WhatsApp message. So apologies. We're trying to fix the phone lines. Just keep sending your messages to WhatsApp and the text message portal. The number is 0809-0306416, or you could drop your message on Facebook or on Twitter. And if you drop them, I will read them when I see them. All right. Let's take some more messages. All right, I keep having corrections about whether it's government or community or UBE, but the point is it's a secondary school in Borikiri, and we all understand what it is, right? And the focus of the conversation is, are there other schools where things like this happen? And, you know, if you're in Eche, if you're in Oyibo, if you're in Asari Toro, anywhere that you find yourself, any of the LGAs, any of the state public schools or state public schools. Tell me, have you witnessed something similar to this? Are things like this happening there? Remember, the state government says it has paid, or it usually would pay 1 billion naira for students sitting for WAEC examinations. All right, I do not know what's happening to the phone lines, but I'd like to read your messages right about now. Let's go on Facebook and let's see. We've got a comment there. It said, public schools in Nigeria are in comatose. State governments don't bother at all because the children of the government officials don't attend public schools. Too bad. Amechi Ezekiel with that one. But Amechi, I have a question for you. I have this question for you, and it is that let's leave the politicians. You are paying your taxes, I believe, right? You're paying your taxes. I want to believe, Mr. Ezekiel, that you have recently paid your tax. And if you do not know, that tax that you pay, some of it goes into making the public sector work. The educational sector, I meant to say. I'm a little bit distracted, sorry. Like I said, we're trying to get the phone lines fixed. Okay, so your taxes are used to develop the educational sector, the public educational sector. So we should not be bothered about whether the politicians and their children are making use of the schools. What we should be bothered about is the dividends of democracy, and this is one dividend of democracy. So tell me, have we neglected the educational sector, especially in the state? Have we as a people? Because it's our money, it's our money. All right, keep your messages coming in. I'll read some more. This one says, please, sir, let the principal be sacked. This is the outcome of anyone that is greedy. Sir, does it mean that we don't have any other school that the principal will send those students to for them to partake in their examination? But what I do understand is that every one of these state schools this state secondary school usually would have a number allotted to them. So when you submit the number of students that you have in that school, the River State government will look at it and pay accordingly, right? I believe that is what it is. So if the River State government has paid, you cannot send somebody from one school to another. It is even wrong to have excluded them in the first place so that you can take people who are external candidates. Sack of the principal. That will be handled by the Civil Service Commission, I want to believe. Already, like I said, is in the police custody. The commissioner has even asked the aggrieved parents to sue him to court. Interesting. But I am really more concerned about the level of corruption that might be ongoing in the various schools. Well, maybe it's not necessarily corruption. Like someone pointed out earlier, maybe there is someone who these principals have to answer to. Like I pointed out to you some time ago, the aggrieved parents did say that the principal had told them that the number of students who are currently sitting for the exam were approved by the ministry. That's what he said. Anyways, let's see how this plays out. Working now? Okay. Keep your text messages coming in. 0809-030-6416. You could also send WhatsApp messages to that number. This one says, greed is the driving force behind that principal's action. People can no longer be selfless and patriotic in Nigeria because of moral decadence and personal aggrandizement. Government must do serious orientation to proper conduct in public and private lives of its citizens. From manager Sir Festus Digbani. All right, thank you very much for that one. Okay. So apparently I'm without the phone lines for now. Yet again, we are still trying to fix it. But let's do a lot of texting today. I would even love it if we could go on our social media page, Nigeria Info PH, and begin to drop comments there. And let's make the conversation lively. What do you make of the incident that happened in the state school in Borikiri yesterday? And then again, going forward, how do you think you and I can become very much a part of how our public schools are run, given that the taxpayers' money is what is used to fund the various public schools? I really would love to hear from you. I'm going on Facebook now to see what comments we have there. Cynthia Brown is saying, okay, we should make this broadcast available on podcast. All right, we'll try. This one says, this happens in all public schools. Investigate and all the principals will be sacked. Tony, send that one in via text message. All right, Tony, but is that a fact or you're just assuming? Is that something you are aware of? Is that something you've experienced, or you're just assuming there? I can't take your calls via the text message number. I would rather you send a message. I know you want to contribute, but please stop calling the text message number. Just send a message. For those of you who would want to send a message, send it to 0809-030-6416. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use this other number. Hello. Yes, welcome on the show.
Yeah, Canada, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah, my name is Chief Comrade. I am Braid.
All right, welcome, Braid.
Yes, for me, if really the government wants to fight this corruption from our educational angle, it is very easy. Now, Canada, if you see our public schools, the government themselves need to really be articulated. They should put everything on ground for the principal to work with. Now, these principals you are seeing, if the government have registered WAEC, why the registering these students and taking an external candidate? Now, are they not making returns to somebody somewhere? Or this one now refuse to make a return? That is one thing you should also investigate. I should also investigate. Now, if the government could suspend the person, that is a warning to the person. Civil service has a rule. You can't just sack somebody just like that. You will follow the procedure. And at the end of the day, if the person found wanting, you can show the person the door. Now, Canada is not just this GSS. A lot of schools, a lot of government schools is doing this racketeering, which some of the government personnel allegedly they knew. So Canada, they should be able to bring every necessary thing that the school requires for them. If you go there, sometimes they don't even have marker. There is no marker for them to use to teach the children. Even the white marker board is bad. The government did not replace it.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. I am Braid. I've got to take other calls now. The phone lines are up and running. Oh my goodness, I can breathe a sigh of relief right now. I felt like I was going to be talking all by myself, but thank God for technology. All right, so we've got Promise now, or Progress rather. Progress is calling from Elili. Let's hear what Progress has to say. Hello.
Yes, Canada, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. All right, good evening.
Yes, I really want to say that it's a welcome development that the principal has been suspended, waiting for further investigation and then action. But what led us to this place? I'm sure that is the question you're asking, Canada.
Exactly.
If I am right, I think the oversight that people have written WAEC last year, year before last, and other years, who have not made their result are needed to write again, and there is no provision for them. It's one of the problems that these schools are facing now.
Sorry, Progress, can I pause you for a bit? Progress, sorry. Who says there is no, what do you call it now, space for external candidates?
There is no space. The money paid
Of course,
is
yes.
for those who are already in school only.
So
Then the one who wrote last year, and probably the day that he wrote, he was not feeling fine. Maybe something happened and he did not make his mathematics or English. He need to write again.
But
there is no provision for such person.
Progress.
Yes.
Then that person would have to pay. And from the way the parents are sounding, the external candidates paid, but then they were given the free slots so that the people who are racketeering can pocket the money.
Canada, there is no slot for them. They are not allowed to register again. Conduct your investigation and confirm this thing I'm saying. The slots given to the school is for the students that are on ground. Because of that, because there is no slot for external candidates, those who have not made their
Let
results,
me understand you.
that is what will make the principal to remove the names of those who are originally supposed to write and replace them with people who just came and pay money.
Progress, can I understand you very well now? Are you saying that the slot you're talking about is that WAEC will come to the school and only register those who are from that school? Is that what you're saying?
No. The River State government accredit a number of students that will be registered by a school based on the capacity of that school.
Okay, I get you now. And
that capacity is for those that are already in school.
Okay.
Conduct an investigation and then find out.
All right, thank you very much, Progress. Thank you very much. Ida from Nkoro is calling in. Ida.
Yeah, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Let them deal with that principal so other principals will learn. Kalada, things are hard. Parents are looking for money. They went to curriculum market to do all sorts of things to pay for WAEC and you come out the name of the children. And now they will wait till some other time. Kalada is not good now. Why? You're talking of external candidate. I know there are external candidates in WAEC, but you cannot remove somebody that are registering in your school. If you want to do it, maybe you look for some other thing to do, not to collect money from people. It's not good now. Let them deal with that principal so that other people will learn. Like because of my community in Korofi, they don't collect anything in external candidates. They only deal with their students.
Okay.
And you can see that all of them are happy. They are making their way. Most of them are in university now.
All right.
So they should please deal with that principal. Thank you very much. God
Thank you very much, Ida. All right. Zion from GRA. Zion, greetings to you.
I stand to be corrected. This guy or this principal is not a politician.
you may not be far from the truth.
You see, when I keep emphasizing that why this country is bad, it's not the politicians, it's the Nigerians that are the problem. And I want to also use this medium to ask the examination board in River State to restructure the pattern of disbursing or distributing these funds. Let this distribution be in charge from the school board, wherever you are, as long as you respect in writing of the board office. If you are not a student, go get a letter from any school you want to write the exam. You should have an ID with you. So I say, from my school or my ID card, they give the future and I submit it.
Zion, don't you think that's overwhelming for the education board? It's cumbersome for that. All the schools in River State, like I said, over 200 of them, the board and say, okay, register students. It looks like it's going to be a cumbersome process for the board.
It will not be. I don't be here that video. You did not filling the form. It's you has come with you a submit. What you have become is with the information you gave to us as a student. You feel already right out that it's true. That is all. The freelance of the one we are going to explain it alone. If you can share it, I think we'll answer this matter.
All right. Zion, thank you very much for your time. Simeon from Indele is calling. Simeon, greetings to you.
Hello.
Doing great.
You see, this problem is not only of that school, yes,
Borikiri. Yeah,
Borikiri.
When you say all, no, now. I'm not going to say all. It's a general statement. Okay,
it's not just all.
Okay, all right.
But if it is about 8% of them are really involved in one kind of fraud or the other. So the thing is that, see, from SSU, they should forward register those that pass in SSU to the ministry. And the ministry have to work with that. If it is talent in a school, it must be 1,000. If 500 in a school, it must be 5.5. If it is 300, and so forth. And they are that the principal do not just go and bring in names, as well. Then that of talking about ID card or what, it is almost all of them are talking. All this is too much, and so the government has to. So, and check what is going on, in schools.
Right then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Simeon. Thank you very much, Simeon, calling from Italy. Richard is calling from Artillery. You there? See, is seen on Facebook saying the commissioner should go around all the public schools to also find out more about this execution. Okay. So, if students sat for an exam under any school, after the exam it happens that student was not able to pass, that student has all the right to register an external candidate, example GCE. Thanks, promise what you can. All right. Earlier said that me principal is not aware. He knows that when it comes to SSC exam, the student has limited number of students. So to access a debate one, this is weakness. Promised once again. This one has a good evening. The point I was trying to make is there is no more room for external candidate. You have to register from SS2, SS from before the school will register WAEC. An excuse. There are examples like G for external candidates too. Thanks, man from Harry State. I've got Olive calling from Newport. I'm going to list a caller and then we'll call it a wrap. 92.3, your info. Over there.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yes. Can I hear you?
Great. Quickly.
Okay, sure. I hear that this is happening in academic sector. It's really sad. It's really sad. That goes to show that corruption is a long way into the system. I want to look the other way. I want to think different. These people, these kids who are doing right, who are exams.
I said we're seated. The Olive. Okay, network. Olive, actually, we say they're seating for it. That's what we've been saying. I mean, if I say anything, say seat for exams. That's the right way to put, the right way to say the grammar. This was the look. Unfortunately, the school that the crime that needs to be properly investigated is that crime in isolation. Some guys at the top are involved allegedly. On fact, denying the criminals have filed all cover up with them allegedly or supported. All right. Well, Sir, thank you very much. The word more conversations. So with the NDC's budget approved by the Senate, and asking what is the implication on the Niger Delta. Good evening and do stay tuned.